I'm hella ready to talk about
God
life.
damn it. Are you ready to talk about how strange it is?
Got my pitch for Isn't Life Strange, which is my sitcom series featuring all these characters. Mr. Jefferson still kidnaps and tortures people, but now there's a laugh track, so it's fine.
Great. All right. I would watch the shit out of that, actually.
Live action or animated? Doing this
Live
like
action. Live studio audience.
Live studio audience. I think I like laugh track more.
I don't think either of them took out the lion, so they both died.
John, you good to start?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll turn this off.
All right. All right. So, for the past almost full year, since like the end of January of this year, Life is Strange has kind of been the thing we've been playing every couple months, and it's finally wrapped up. Episode 5 came out this week, and we've all played it. I think we all have some opinions on the episode and the whole series, I guess. So, maybe we just start with this episode, and then we can like work back or something. It's the most
Sounds
recent
good.
thing, so. Okay.
I guess real quick though, if you're listening to this and you don't want the game spoiled, stop listening to this.
You made a mistake.
Yeah, you made a huge mistake. But you can fix it. You can turn this off, go play the game. It'll only take you about 12 hours, and then come back. I don't recommend doing it all in one sitting. It makes you kind of jaded. That was a bad idea. But
I guess going around, does everyone here like the game?
Yes.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, I really like the game.
I think the game is pretty good. I liked it more before episode 5, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ending on that cliffhanger.
Okay, I liked the ending. What about you guys?
I liked it.
I like the ending I got. The other one was bad.
Okay. I wanted something a little harder, maybe. I kind of would have liked an ending that was basically like save Chloe or catch Mr. Jefferson, but you can't do like either, so it's kind of like, do you want revenge or do you want to like help your friend?
Like a bunch of my problems with episode 5 are just like game design stuff, and then how the ending, whichever ending you pick, how it's contextualized and presented to the player. Like, I think there are other endings they could have done that would be more interesting to me, but if they wanted to do the endings that they did, I feel like they should have like gave them, like, contextualized them better.
Right, maybe like we should just say the endings are like, do you save everybody or do you save one person, basically?
It's Wrath of Khan versus A Search for Spock.
Sure, if you want to look at it that way. So, I mean, for me, this whole series was predicated on Chloe was never supposed to live, and when you saved her in the bathroom, that's when all the shit started happening, and you're just kind of trying to fix every time that she's supposed to die. It's kind of like a Final Destination thing where the kids get off the plane and then death stalks them, only this time one of the kids has the power to, like, stop death every time and fuck everything up in the process. So, for me, it was always just not a choice. Chloe had to die. I didn't even hesitate. Like, I went back in time, killed her, or like let her die, and then had had that ending as my main, like, my playthrough canon ending, and I was totally okay with it. The only thing I'm not okay with is the same problem that you do whenever you do time travel stuff, and it's that every single option that you've made throughout the whole journey becomes nullified at that moment because that was the first thing. Right? So it's like the ending is basically like the game never happened. And
Right.
I mean, I knew it was going to be coming because it was obvious that that would at least be one of the choices, if not the choice. So I wasn't disappointed that that happened, but more so that, to me, there wasn't even a choice. Like, it was just always like, Chloe has to die, and it's kind of shitty that, like, they put me in a position where instead of the game just saying, like, this is what's happening, they give me a convoluted, like, sense of I'm doing this, when, like, for me, that was always kind of the basis of everything. But I don't know. Because, like, I don't know, why would you kill a whole city for one person? But then, as you were telling me in text messages or whatever, Hank, it's like I was playing it very much from my point of view as Max and not somebody playing as a character, which was the problem, where it's like there was a disconnect between what I thought was true and like what Max held dear, because I never really cared about Chloe too much.
Yeah, I play the game specifically as like a player playing through Max's story. So whenever Max like said she cared about something, to me that was like what the story was about, because she's the main character. So it's her story. It's not
right. Whereas I put like Max as the avatar for what I would do, and that's not the way you should play this type of game.
Wait, so are you saying that Max doesn't care about anyone besides Chloe? Because I would disagree with that.
No, no, that's not what I'm saying. But she makes a big point of saving Chloe. She says Chloe.
That's the thing. Throughout the game, they consistently push like everything is about to save Chloe, right? Like always saving her, right? So that's why I kind of saved her at the end, because it was, if I didn't, then the whole game would have meant nothing. Right?
Oh, so you let Arcadia Bay go?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I did too.
Because the game revolved around saving Chloe, right? So that was the big point there. It was like, well, I didn't want everything to be sort of like a waste, right? All the time that I sunk into this, it kind of meant something to me already. And then the second reason why I saved her is because I didn't want to go back in time again. Because in episode 5, they were really pushing, like, if you keep going back in time, you're gonna fuck something up again. And like they kept like intensifying the effects on Max's body with no real explanation. And I was like, I'm just not gonna go back in time anymore. Let's just let's ditch this town.
Sure.
I feel like the developers though definitely preferred the Chloe dying ending. Because that ending is like it's like watching it, like they put time and stuff into it. The other one's like really short.
Yeah, the other one is actually just them getting in a car and driving away. The one where like Chloe dies is like a 20-minute cutscene. Yeah,
it's definitely a lot longer. I didn't like that cutscene though, because the funeral's like they're playing this really upbeat music for a funeral, and then I don't know, she's like smiling at the end. I don't really understand that.
I think she finally understood really that awkward. Life is strange.
Wow.
I think the best part is that Larry David is the person performing the last rates. It's so good.
Yeah. The other thing I'll say about, like, for me, why the Max wanting to save Chloe thing stood out so much is because from watching any like anime that's targeted at girls.
Oh, here we go.
The shoujo thing. Those stories are always about the main character wanting to save their friends. Like that's like for girls fiction, like that's like the stereotypical thing.
You just straight up retroactively ruined this game for me.
Nice. Mission accomplished. Ruining things for Ben.
I get Ben. You saved Chloe, I'm sure, because you are obsessed with Chloe. So.
The big thing I got out of this game was that now I know definitively that I would in fact kill an entire town for a chick with blue hair. Now I know. I wasn't sure before. Now I know.
The big actual reason I picked the Saving Chloe ending was, for me, I thought the contextualization for like sacrifice of Chloe or sacrifice Arcadia didn't jive for me with, like, I thought they pushed the alternate reality stuff too far to like where when you're not, and when the Max that you are isn't around, there's like another Max. So in like my head, it's like these universes exist anyway. You can't save anyone through time travel. It doesn't work. You're just like going to another Max somewhere else. So for me, the ending was like, which universe is Max going to end up in? because whatever, they went for alternate reality stuff, got pushed too hard, even though they wanted. Doesn't seem like they wanted to go that direction, but for me, there was enough of that in there that it didn't feel the same for me.
It's kind of the easier way to write it, though, right? And then, like, they've even stated that they were running out of time and money by, like, when they were wrapping up the last episode and then this episode. So
no,
I think for sure they started just they kind of like we
hammer
have to wrap
home.
this.
Yeah, they hammer home the Max's time travel caused this typhoon thing. Like,
I didn't like that either. I like that more as like a weird metaphor. I didn't like it as an actual physical typhoon.
It's also
they didn't explain it well.
Well, they're like saying that it's clearly the cause. They're like confusing causation and correlation, which like and like seeing Warren do it. It was supposed to be a science guy. It's just really annoying to me, like the bad logic they're using of like how hard the game is hitting that point to push the player in a particular direction.
Romantically?
No, Warren sucks.
Yeah, Warren sucks. Yeah. I don't like.
I gave Warren a hug.
Yeah, I gave him a hug. Yeah,
I gave Warren a hug.
Yeah, of course.
I gave him a hug because I knew I was leaving that timeline and I knew he was going to die.
God damn.
I didn't give him shit.
That whole... I mean, those whole
Max, Chloe, all the way.
If you're traveling through time, that whole scene in the diner is so weird because you know you're just gonna ditch that timeline immediately.
I didn't specifically have anything against Warren. I guess my version of Max was just like really independent.
Yeah.
So she wasn't looking for any kind of romantic interest, and then so it even kind of put me off a little bit when you choose to save Chloe. And they like kiss, and it's like, well, I mean, I was kind of just like, best friends with Chloe, but I guess this Max is actually like really interested in Chloe, and I never really picked up on that.
That that was awkward to me though. That was I kind of wish that it just like there had been like no romance whatsoever, because it almost seemed like, oh well, there has to be some, so we'll put it at the end. I agree.
Well. It's awkward because it's impossible to do kissing in video games that isn't awkward at the moment. Like,
wait,
I'm sure Nash faces again. Well,
no, it's even more awkward when you kiss your lifelong friend after you know that you're going to let her die. That is an awkward situation.
I'm curious that if you choose to kiss Warren, will Max not
hang on. Ben's real interested.
What, Ben?
No,
what do you want?
No, because I know there was the point when you're in her room. Is there a point after that?
Yeah, when you choose to go back in time to like let Chloe die, you like basically just grab her and just go for like a 5-minute long kiss.
I mean,
how the hell did I miss that? I watched that cutscene. I'm honestly like I don't recall that. Whatever.
It's fine. It was an awkward
kiss. It's not like a 5-minute long kiss, but it's more than just like the jokey one from the bedroom.
Oh no, it is like a full-on grab and like make-out kiss.
Well,
see,
no, it's not.
This game was pushing them romantically just from the bit where Max is like out of her body, in her psyche, whatever. That kind of creepy section that was actually really awesome. I really enjoyed. And Chloe's like getting with everybody, like that was kind of Max. That was like Max's subconscious saying she didn't want to see Chloe with anyone else, right?
I could totally agree with you there. That definitely points towards that.
I didn't even think about that. That's actually really good.
My one I'm curious, if you choose to kiss Warren, will Max not kiss Chloe if you make that decision later? Because it's you kind of saying she's straight or she's, interested in Warren instead.
That's a good question.
It depends. I noticed in that sequence where Chloe's hooking up with everyone in the dream that if you've kissed both of them, they mentioned that, and if you've only kissed like Chloe and didn't kiss Warren, in my playthrough there was dialogue there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of different dialogue there for sure.
Going back to the doppelganger part real quick, I actually really liked seeing that because I'm a big Twin Peaks fan.
Sure.
And this game obviously draws a lot from Twin Peaks. Like, I'm pretty sure Chloe's truck's license plate is straight up Twin Peaks.
Yes, it is. That's right.
And then whole Pacific Northwest thing. There, lots of stuff in the diner, and then backwards talking in that one scene.
So good.
And then then there's a doppelganger of Max that you confront. And as a big Twin Peaks fan, like, all this stuff happened in that show, so I just really loved that aspect of seeing all that going on.
I still need to watch that series.
You should watch that. It's real good.
Yeah, it's on our list, I think, now.
Yeah. Kate warning herself? That got to be. That was intense.
Kate what? Warning herself?
Mourning.
Oh, mourning herself. Okay, yeah.
That whole sequence was so good.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was trippy.
She's like outside of her dorm room, like crying, and then when you talk to her, she's like, "Why did you let me jump?" Or "Why didn't you let me jump?"
I didn't pick up that was her room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a picture of her. She's bent over like a little.
And, like,
I missed that completely. Yeah, that's right.
Forcing you to say, like, good things to Jefferson.
Yeah, that was great. That was so
Like,
cool.
it's just so, the whole thing is just unsettling. And it's, like, done so well, I thought.
The stealth section was not. I hated that.
Yeah,
I like the visuals of it.
Sure.
I found it was like really easy, so I just didn't really care.
Yeah,
It just seems like a time
Who got-
waster.
Who got all the bottles?
I
This
did.
guy.
I
Wait,
thought you
don't you
had
have
to.
to get all the
I
bottles?
thought you
don't.
had to.
You don't.
Don't have to.
Oh,
I got
I
son of a bitch.
I
As
got
soon
all
as-
except for one.
You just
I
got
got
an
sent down.
achievement.
grabbed 3 of them, and then Max was like, "Oh man, there's still more," and I was like, "Oh, well, I guess I'll go get the other ones."
You got gamed.
You guys-
Look,
think I
they
got an
had to
achievement.
reuse all the mechanics they had developed throughout the course of the game.
Yeah, right.
Did you guys find a little? Did you guys sit in a little chair and get the Max dialogue thing? Where
Yeah.
she
Yeah.
just sits there and
That's pretty cool.
okay. Because I saw
I love
someone
all
talking about it.
the
They said they were.
moments in the game where you can just sit down and it just kind of
Yeah.
watches. That's one of probably my favorite things about this game is just kind of how like cinematic everything was. Like, it'll just like stop and let you like take everything in, and just kind of enjoy the area, which is cool because not a lot of other games let you even do that. You're just kind of going.
Yeah.
But you can
Some
constantly
inner
just
monologue.
stop and sit all the time, or just let her play the guitar for a bit, because why not? It doesn't
Sure.
get you anything, but there's a lot of cool like quiet moments in this game that is rare.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the soundtrack.
There's some fucked
the
up
soundtrack.
things they say in that stealth part too. Like Jefferson talking about how Rachel gave great head, especially when he dug her body up.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks.
Yeah. there's
Yeah,
some-
most of that just felt like pointlessly fucked up and mean. Like it didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't mean. It wasn't like fucked up in a way that hit home. Like, because I mean, once they did the Max facing herself, like all I could think of was Persona 4,
Sure.
and like in those, like their opposite selves are saying things like that they actually believe that are fucked up. It works better. Like here, it just felt everything felt sort of like forcedly just mean, and not in a way that like really would be twisting the knife in you.
I kind of
It
interpreted that
almost
part
got there
because it was only
scene, but it
men
didn't
that you
quite.
were hiding from, and I kind of was thinking if it's like they were trying to say like like the men are evil almost, and it was like a gender thing going on. That's how I was picking up on it.
I didn't even catch that, mainly because Warren was there and I don't consider him a man.
Did anybody talk to that homeless person?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't.
Yeah, so she was
she's
dead.
Yeah.
She's
I was
dead.
like, who's this
Yeah, but-
person?
Yeah,
What
but
homeless
Peter also
person?
Peter also did save Alyssa, so
I couldn't figure out the puzzle, so I gave up, and she
you
can deal
look
with it.
down to your left.
I'm leaving that universe anyways. It doesn't matter.
Speaking
Yeah.
of saving people, how do you save the dude that gets electrocuted? I couldn't figure it out.
You go into
you
the
go to
room
where-
and then warn him.
How do you get into the room?
You go in, you kill him, and then you go in, and then you rewind time so he's alive again. But you're in there, so you can talk to him.
Okay, I didn't figure out that puzzle, so I was just like, sorry, dude. I looked around the store, but I couldn't pick up anything.
I was looking for an item.
That part's real brutal too because of the like twitching that he does when you shock him. It's fucked up.
And you have to kill him to get through.
Yeah.
Only once. He gets better.
He gets better.
Or you go to the other universe where he is better.
Yeah.
He walks it off.
Yeah.
And then he's one of the people in the diner that is just standing there looking at you with voices in your head.
I mean, there are also people there that I have no idea who they are.
Yeah, and they're talking to you. It's like, gee, Max, what did you do now? It's like, who the fuck are you? I just played all of these episodes in a row, and I don't remember you at all. It's pretty great. There's some good
just
stuff.
Random citizens, like, because, you know, the whole town is kind of going under.
Like somebody she saw on the bus once, maybe, or something.
I don't have time to do it again, though.
Yeah.
I also loved every episode, the title cards.
Yeah.
You know, this is probably a pretty small thing, but I was talking to Paul about this yesterday. You know, I love the presentation of this game, and the title cards were always top notch. And then the last episode's title card, when it comes on, and you just see her feet strapped to the chair, and you're just like, oh man, shit is about to go down.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, no, they had some really good title cards. I still really like the first episode's title card where you just like are standing in the hallway and you put your headphones in. That's just really good.
Yeah, in the first episode, and then all you can hear is that song. And I liked in the 5th episode when that part happens again and the song's playing backwards.
Yeah. Did you check the credits and see that song is credited backwards as well?
I didn't. No, I skipped the credits.
That's a cute little Easter egg. So it's like the exact same credits for the song, just typed backwards.
That is cool. That is cool. I'm curious.
I really want them to do a soundtrack.
I mean, they released it on Spotify after the first episode came out.
Yeah.
They have a Spotify and YouTube thing, but like that's only the licensed songs. They don't have like the random just sort of indie acoustic stuff that they put in the game.
Okay.
No, there is a soundtrack for the game, which is just the ambient music. Because I've like the last time we did some spoiler talking, and that was what I underlaid under our voices.
Did they release that officially?
I don't know if it's official or not, but there are YouTube playlists of those.
I think the official one is just the licensed music,
Probably.
and the non-official ones are the good stuff.
What do you guys think of the music, since we're on this topic now?
I loved it. Yeah, I loved the soundtrack.
I really like that end song.
I liked the end song too. Yeah, I remember one of you guys mentioning that you didn't like it during the funeral scene, but I was digging it.
I don't think it fit the scene.
That's because you don't watch enough CW teen drama shows.
Probably.
Honestly, I think the soundtrack helped. It made it more immersive for me, but it also like separated stuff. Like, it separated the game from other things. Like, it just sort of pulled me into its own little world. Because it just, I don't know, it felt really warm. And, like, I don't know.
For me, it worked for me while I was playing the game, but when I, like, try to listen to it outside of the game, it starts to drive me nuts.
I haven't tried that.
I can't just listen to it.
I listen to it outside, so...
I can't listen to it doing nothing, but like I was doing some homework and I turned it on. I'm like, okay, this is pretty nice, like background music. I just have it on quietly.
It's no Bastion soundtrack though, that's for sure.
No.
Anyways,
I'm curious what you guys chose for some of the more like meaningful decisions throughout the series. I'm trying to think of some of them right now.
I can look up a list of like the big ones and we can
go
through
that
them.
might be helpful.
Sure.
Did you guys
while you're doing
kill
that,
Chloe?
Did we what?
Well,
episode 4, you know, when she's paralyzed and you have the option to
Oh yeah.
right.
morphine.
Oh
yes.
No, I did not. No, I did not.
Didn't do it.
I did.
Because you're a monster, I guess.
Well, he is a monster.
She didn't have blue hair in that. She didn't have blue hair in the universe.
What a prick.
She She hated the word hella. Everything was wrong. Everything was wrong.
She didn't like the word hella. It was unreal. I didn't like it.
Was it the real
Hates
Chloe?
it bad.
Fake Chloe is fake.
Fake.
How many of you guys were able to save Kate?
I did.
Me.
I couldn't.
I didn't.
I
Twitch
went
chat
through.
even did it when I did the marathon.
Way to go.
went through and like looked through Kate's entire room, like several minutes or even longer before she's on the roof. And I found the Bible verse that you needed, but I thought the game had auto-saved, and I had to go do something quick, so I turned it off, and it didn't save. So that when I went back and did it again, I didn't look through all of the shit in her room. So when I got to the roof, I'm like,
Oh, so did you know you needed to find something? Like you had looked it up?
I looked it up after the fact. Like, I couldn't save her at that point. So I looked it up after, and they're like, yeah, there's a Bible verse, and I'm like, shit, I would have had that too, if I would have just gone and did it again like I did the first time.
Yeah.
Then I got those way more intense feels. So, there's that.
Okay, we can go through some here. I don't think I can't find a list right now for episode 5, but like in episode 1, I reported Nathan. I didn't hide the truth.
Yeah, I reported him.
Same.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just fuck that guy. Yeah.
I guess an important one is who let Warren beat the shit out of Nathan.
Oh, I
Just let him
did.
keep going.
I'm pretty sure I did too.
I stopped
If,
him.
am I remembering
stopped
correctly?
him.
Is there a couple times where you have the option of letting him continue, or is it just he does it or he doesn't do it?
Does it or doesn't?
Yeah.
It's, in
Okay.
it's when you're in his dorm.
Yeah.
I think I let him beat the shit out of him then.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Like Nathan sucks.
Yeah.
Although I
For me, it
did.
was like just Warren was fucking crazy. It was like stopping him from. It was like to
something
save
he
him
would
from
regret.
himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't give a shit about Nathan. Yeah, it was about Warren.
Yeah.
And then he does the alpha thing, and I'm like,
It's like, damn it. Fuck you. Fuck you, Warren.
fuck you.
Who made fun of Victoria who comforted her?
Comforted
I
her.
think I comforted her.
Okay, I made fun of her because I hated Victoria and I was sad that I didn't get to see her die in my playthrough.
I
You can
comforted
see her die.
Well,
Yeah, but
like
she's
they don't.
like dead in one universe.
Yeah, she wasn't at all in mine. I did everything to make sure that like every time you could talk to her, I basically chose the fuck you option, like whenever that was. And because of it, she didn't believe me when I said Nathan was going to kill her. So because of that, she didn't go to Mr. Jefferson crying and he didn't capture her. Whereas the people that were nice to her, apparently she got captured.
And that's the kind of thing I wish there was more of in episode
I
5.
didn't know that's how it worked.
Like, I wish there were more stuff like that where what you did through the game ends up like having consequences in that final episode.
Sure.
I feel like they probably wanted that, but just ran out of time and money and
For sure.
decided,
Okay.
hey, let's
Well,
just finish it.
We need to talk about the fucking David Jefferson fight.
Oh my
which is the
god,
most
yes.
ridiculous puzzle. It's so
That
dumb.
pissed me off.
It's funny though. Like when you see it again.
I definitely watched David die quite a bit before I got it.
Every time. I think
He
I did the
sucks.
last thing right.
My problem with it is it
Worst.
makes David like look so fucking terrible. He's such a bad Marine.
Did you guys tell the truth or hide Chloe's death?
Oh, I told the truth. I was actually
Wait.
surprised that whole
Wait.
cutscene doesn't start with her being like, he killed Chloe.
Hang on, Paul, because I'm pretty sure you hit it from at least one of the two people. Did you tell the drugged dude, like Rachel's old boyfriend?
Oh no, he's dead. I killed him.
Okay. Well, I don't even. What? We'll get back to that for a second. How that can happen. But no, I told everyone about that. How does that guy get killed? When does that happen?
Chloe shoots his stupid ass dog and then shoots his stupid ass face.
Oh no, I got.
killed the dog.
You killed
Oh,
the
you
dog.
missed the best part of episode 5.
Oh, holy shit.
What's
Oh,
the
let me
best
see
part
if
of
I can
episode
find
5?
The text message from
You still
from
get
the
that.
dog?
Yeah.
How'd you get that if he's dead?
Wait, you
The
get
only
a text
extra
He's
message
a
from
dog,
your
Peter.
Yeah.
He's a dog. How'd you get it anyway?
If the dog is alive, the only thing is when you sit at the
Ben, you
in
gotta
the
stop.
diner, the dog is sitting on the opposite side of the booth.
Okay, that's pretty
Like
good.
he gets up
Yeah.
to sit in the booth with you, and you
Yeah,
get to
I
talk to
missed
Frank.
that.
You talk to Frank at that same diner scene if he's alive. That's the
Yeah.
extra thing.
Yeah, I talked to Frank and then told him about Chloe.
Who told him about Rachel, you mean? I didn't think you told him about
Sorry.
Chloe. I only remember
No,
Rachel.
no. Hang on. You can. Yeah, I guess you tell her about. Yeah, you tell him about Rachel, right? Because he
About
gets
Rachel
really
dying.
upset that she was his like best
Yeah.
thing. That's right. That's right.
See, with David, I told him that Chloe was dead, and then that cutscene played, and I'm like, oh, that's yeah. So I rewound it. I hit it.
You pussy.
I don't want. You know
I
what?
I
You know
remember
what?
I did the same thing, but I was like, man, you're just so whiny right now. Just I can't think you're whining.
I don't think they
Back
went
on.
far enough with that. I think that when he
Yeah.
shoots Jefferson out of rage, he's supposed to have some stress PTSD meltdown and then shoot himself. That would be
Whoa.
a better
What?
ending for that guy.
No. What is? No, that's super dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's already given up on life at that point.
Yeah.
Mean,
I
he's
mean,
like
why not
ready to
just
go
make
to
that
jail
end?
for having
Why
shot
not
a
just-
guy in cold blood.
Why not just make that like one of the endings to the game where he has PTSD meltdown, shoots Max, and then shoots himself because they lost Chloe? So what's the point? Happy now, Paul?
Sure. Also, I stuck up for David, like, through all the other episodes, because I felt that there was something there. I always like asshole characters, because to me, there's a reason why they're that way. And I, like, when it's, like, side with Chloe or side with David, I always chose David, because, for one thing, from a gamey standpoint, it was like, well, Chloe is the, like, main character of this game, so there's no way they're gonna make her hate you and not talk to you again in episode 2, so whatever. But from a more realistic standpoint, they, like, describe David as being an ex-Marine and, like, doing a tour of duty and stuff, and I just thought, like, well, he's probably just an asshole because he is really, really fucked from that, so I feel bad for him. So I never
I was
actually had a
always
problem
a-
with him.
I was always against David.
He did some creepy shit though. Like he did some
Yeah.
weird stalkery shit.
Yep.
He was
Yeah,
a terrible
basically
investigator.
Yeah, he wasn't even good at it.
He had all the information in front of him, and he couldn't piece it together at all.
No, the problem is that he had a lot of information on everybody. He didn't hone in on one thing and investigate it more.
Getting into this territory, is anyone else disappointed at the lack of stuff that happened with Samuel?
No,
Who's Samuel?
sucks.
He was the janitor, but if you looked in his little room, he had like, what was it, a sweater or something?
Yeah, he
That
had
belonged to
Rachel's sweater
and,
and
like,
some
fat-
glamour magazines.
like,
I mean, they're
fashion magazines, like.
I do remember that. That's right.
There's a ton of red herring stuff, like with
yeah,
with him, with the Prescotts in general,
with David.
Rachel, with David, with the homeless woman, even of just like some characters like being way too okay with the idea of time travel.
Sure.
Yeah, Warren, like, just tell me all your crazy dumb shit. I'll accept it.
That's like, yeah, we just got to get this exposition out of the way. Come on, just get this rolling.
It would have made more sense if it was at like a better time, I guess. Like, yeah, it's just a storm. Okay, like bad storms do actually happen. Holy shit, there's 2 moons. That's not supposed to happen. You know, like something that's actually way not right.
That's also like, so like the 2 moon thing and the eclipse is the only stuff that's like time is broken weird. Most of it's just like you change stuff and then weird weather stuff happens. Like that they talk about the 2 moon and eclipse stuff like it's weather was just weird.
It
They never
is
explain
weather.
the
You don't even
significance
know.
of the lighthouse or like the deer really too much.
Yeah, the deer shows up in the
It's your spirit animal.
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking sad.
Shows up again in the backwards.
Did you guys see the giant
backwards
squirrels?
title sequence?
Yeah, I did. I took
Yeah.
a photo of them.
It was so
I
good.
didn't see them. I watched the YouTube video of it later.
They show up again when you're in the snow globe. There's like squirrels beside you.
Oh yeah, on
So
the
I think they're just like on the mantle. Yeah.
I'm sure there's like a billion things I missed in that whole game.
Oh, I missed shitloads of stuff in that game. As far as little things. I actually, if Paul and Homer or anyone listening remember Bruce.
Who?
I bought the game for him because it was on his wish list. I'm like, you really need to play this before last episode comes up. He's like, I don't have money. So I'm like, yeah, okay, that sounds right. So I just bought the game for him. And he like went nuts, like just got every achievement and like just went through the games with fine-tooth comb. And the bastard beat it before me.
Nice.
Okay.
Couldn't wait.
Let's just talk more generally. What was everybody's least favorite part in the whole series of episodes in the whole game?
I mean, probably would be like the
Bottles.
bottles
Yeah.
and the stealth stuff. Just like bad mechanics.
Like gamey things.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess probably that, because there was no, like, you don't need to put it in there. Like, yeah, I know you want to have game elements, but you don't need them, because it's not that sort of
I
game.
hated collecting bottles. I hated it the first time I did it, the second time, and the third time. I hated it.
The
Wait,
art
you did
exhibit
it 3
thing is
times?
kinda-
I've,
I can only
yeah,
think
I
of
played it a
2.
few times. Well, I played
The
it
art
a
exhibit
few
thing
yeah.
is dumb. Just because there's no real direction in that area. And then you realize that to get to the next spot, it's like, yeah, just look at the fucking thing that you made, and then it's over.
It's annoying too because I liked that area because you uncovered more about like Rachel and Chloe's relationship and kind of how Max felt like an outsider in it and kind of wanted to be a part of it. Like I liked that whole area. I just hated that there was a gamey thing instead of just letting me explore and then moving on.
It's also because, like, the way I played that game, like, every time I would get access to, like, explore an area, my instinct is to just, like, rub my face on all the things.
Yeah.
And when the game, like, doesn't trust me to do that suddenly, it's, like, annoying.
My least favorite part, only because it kind of slowed down any progression for a bit, was probably like the biggest puzzle when you have to like cross-reference all the photos and newspaper clippings or whatever.
I forgot about that.
I
Yeah.
really
And I mean,
didn't
like-
have any problems with that, and I don't know why.
Like arguably, it's probably like the best puzzle as far as puzzle solving goes in the game. But I guess I just
I'd
wasn't
say the
looking
cake
for that.
thing is the best puzzle, but yeah.
So it just kind of was like a hard stop for me, and I was like, oh man, I have to like, okay, like really concentrate. When I was more just kind of interested in the story and the characters.
Yeah. Yeah,
I mean-
it seemed arbitrary, and like I think maybe the problem with that wasn't so much that it was like the puzzle itself, but the fact that it was split up into like 9 parts total. Like you would do one part, then another part, then another part, only to like put clues from one area to another area and then put them together again. Like it was weird.
I just didn't like the guessing figuring out Nathan's password thing.
The first thing I
just-
tried was his birthday, and that's what it is.
So I'm just
I was
bad
okay
at
with it.
that kind of puzzle. I'm just bad at that kind of puzzle, so.
That's
Oh,
fair.
is that to get into the basement?
Into his
Or-
No, that's into
phone.
his cell phone.
Oh, okay. I think I may have just looked that up.
Oh, okay.
Like I said, a lot of the times the puzzle was taking me a while. It was like, I'm really not here to do. I'm not playing this as a puzzle game. I want the story.
I think I looked it up too after like trying a bunch of different stuff.
I
Getting
think
annoyed.
why I liked that puzzle is because you would just try a different bunch of combinations and then rewind if like you ran out of like ways to unlock the phone, like if it locked up or something. Whereas I hated the puzzles where you had to go through a full dialogue tree to try again and again, like the David puzzle. Because
Yeah,
like
that was brutal.
you had to
there.
rewind back to where Jefferson is like walking away from you every single time to ask him for a new thing and watch it play out, and I hated that. That was the
Well, and
time sink.
also sometimes like they would give you, because of that area, they gave you new options like
powers are required for that puzzle. And I like that you get to see different things. It reminds me of also when you can kill the dog or save the dog, because that scene can play out in a whole bunch of different ways too. And I just enjoyed seeing like, oh, what happens if I say this one now instead of that? And oh crap, that one went bad. Well, what happens if I do this one instead of that?
I never did that. I let my decisions stay because you can't rewind in real life.
I mean, the David thing, like, it's not that I think a puzzle like structured like that necessarily bad, but it was so dumb that like I felt no tension. Like I felt like the emotion was like, this is ridiculous and stupid.
That actually brought up a weird thing with me though that I was thinking about after.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, when you lose that puzzle over and over, like ostensibly you die, but you don't, because Max can't die because she can rewind time. So like, she can't die, man. She has to like, if there's no... Okay, say that lamp is far away. She can't kick it to distract him. David's an idiot. You can't do anything to help him. She has to relive the last, like, minute of her death sequence for eternity because she can't die because of her power. That's hell, man. She's in purgatory.
Under that idea, though, she should have automatically rewound her time when she first got drugged. Honestly.
Yeah, but that's what I mean, is that, like, no matter what situation she's in, like, if there's no way out of it, she just has to relive that last, like, minute of her death every single time.
Well, I don't think that's the case, because, like, in the world, she would have just died. The only reason it's stopping her from dying is because it's a video game.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I like to think that she's in this weird purgatory.
Except it makes no sense.
So, I'm sorry, that game about time travel doesn't make complete sense.
So, least favorite parts of the game. What about favorite parts of the game?
Kate.
That Kate, like, the way it's like an emotional thing, but it's also a puzzle through the dialogue choices. I think that's great game design, and it's emotionally affecting.
The great game design is the fact that that game empowers you for an episode and a half, well, basically 2 full episodes with this power, and then when you need it the most, crucially, it takes it away from you, and you feel like a helpless, just normal person again, and it's fucking terrifying.
And specifically for me, it's also that, like, this, you might walk into that situation having not done the stuff you need to be able to solve it, that, like, you had to have done this stuff to be, like, stuff you've done already in the game plays into your ability to solve that problem.
That part is actually what made me fall in love with the whole series and overlook even the things I didn't like about any episode.
Yeah, like, for me, the big problem with episode 5 is they don't do that again. Like, they don't recreate, they recreate so much of the game in episode 5, like they reuse so many assets, they reuse so many mechanics, but they don't do that thing in any kind of puzzle at all. They don't use that kind of design again, and that frustrated me.
Yeah, I agree.
But I thought that section was really good.
Yep, it's what made me fall in love with it.
Yes. So, like, I don't actually, like, the other thing with episode 5 is when I then look back on 3 and 4 design-wise didn't do so many interesting, but I was riding that high of that design from episode 2 and hoping they would recapture
episodes 3 and 4 did some interesting stuff. They were trying to introduce new stuff, and I was so worried that in episode 5 they wouldn't get to, like, see them through, I think, the way they wanted to, and I don't feel that they did at all. They had to tie it up, which is unfortunate, but I mean, that's the realities of making a product for money.
Yeah. Like, another thing I think the game does really well is, like, story, like the way it's, like, feels real with some of the stuff. Like, it gets too real, and then
it's
in
hella
episode
real,
5,
man.
it has, yes, it's hella, it has none, episode 5 has none of that. Episode 5 is all, like, it's gone ridiculous and to time travel, and I just don't think that's way more gamey, and that's way more less of what made this game stand out to me. so I liked it less.
Ben, what about you? What was your favorite thing?
I'm trying to decide between, like, Kate was obviously a really great moment. I mean, it was horrible, but it was great, and that was horrible.
Right.
I honestly think, I think the end of episode 3 stuck out to me more, personally.
Okay.
Like,
Because you're
when
so
you
in
find-
love with
when-
Chloe, yeah.
No, this fucking guy. No, because, I
Ben's
mean,
the
you open
guy.
the door, and she's there, and it's like, holy shit, okay, she's a paraplegic now. And that was sort of... I guess maybe there were moments before that I'm not remembering properly, which is entirely possible, but I feel like that was the one where Max was really like, okay, it turns out even if you go back in time with good intentions, shit can go really wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's just sort of that duality with, like, the Chloe in that universe doesn't care. Like, she doesn't feel bad about anything. She can't really blame Max or know that it was different. But we see that it was different, and Max sees that it was different, and that's, I don't know, messed with my head a little bit.
John, what about you? Favorite thing or part?
The Kate one was definitely cool. That was a cool moment. But another two that stuck out to me, I liked when you first get your photograph power.
Yeah.
And you're trying to save the dad. I thought that was pretty cool.
They introduce a new toy that you could potentially play with, and you're just like, oh my god. Yeah, that was good.
And then the other one is, I actually like near the end of 5 when you're in the weird, like, dream broken reality parts. And, like, you're in the classroom over and over again. There's, like, blood splatting on the classroom, and the whole thing's, like, the lighting's turning red in there.
I love that part, actually.
I also
Yeah,
really liked
so
going
good.
into the dorm rooms, like, over and over again, and it was just like you're just kind of trapped in this real world, in this, like, broken reality at the moment. So I like that quite a bit.
And Peter?
Of hot dog, painting of Hot Dog Man in the art museum is the best
Absolutely,
painting, best
all
work.
of the abstract stuff they did in episode 5. I love that kind of stuff,
Really?
and they went all out on it.
Okay.
Twin
Cool.
Peaks.
Actually,
Yeah, it
for,
sounds like I'm gonna love that series.
Yeah.
for that sequence in episode 5, I really enjoyed just how it started. Like, blood and birds start, like, hitting the window, blood's just everywhere, and I keep expecting, like, it to be an alternate timeline and for everyone to start flipping shit, and no one does, and I'm just, like,
Yeah.
It was kind of unsettling at first. It was really good.
And then everybody just disappears and it's silent right after.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy. I'm trying to think of, like, I don't know how to word like favorite, like, part with, like, emotion or something, but when they, like, finally find what happened with Rachel, and the music's, like, swelling, and then, like, Chloe's just losing her shit when they dig up the body, like, that was actually really well done. I liked that a lot, and I usually
Yeah, that
don't
was
get
good.
like, I usually don't have a lot of emotion towards video game characters because I don't get attached to them, and I wasn't even really attached to Chloe, but that, like, maybe it's just the voice acting and the way the music was, like, swelling up at that part and stuff, and just the situation in general. It, like, that was a hard part to sit through for me.
Did anyone see it coming that it was the teacher?
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
I didn't. So
No.
that was definitely cool.
Yeah, I didn't.
And then,
really,
then I
but
like at the beginning of 5 just how gross he was. Like, I was just surprised they went that far with some of the stuff, like, he was saying and, like, doing and whatnot.
You think
just
they
like-
toned it down?
So
I don't know.
I didn't necessarily, but there was enough stuff in the game, like particularly in episode 2, that you can blame him. Was when I went, oh, well, now I don't trust this guy at all.
Apparently
Thanks,
that's
game.
what tipped it off, because my girlfriend would, like, she blamed him for some reason, and I was just
Yeah.
like, why would you do that? And she's like, well, at the end you see him doing some creepy stuff with binders. And I was just like, I never got that.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. So I was just like, oh
What
shit.
can you do creepy with a binder?
Like, the creepy binders, the, like, wearing the gloves and, like, putting photos in them.
Okay, I guess that's creepy.
It is when
Putting
you're
a
talking
photo in a
about
binder?
like when you
No,
there's
at the end of
binders with
episode
a name
one,
like
like,
Rachel and stuff on them.
Yeah, they show the dark,
I mean, if
it's
they're
in the dark
creepy
room.
photos.
Creepy photos, exactly.
Also, and then he's like a complete dick to Kate, and then there's the stuff with Victoria. Like, he was obviously a creeper, but I also assumed the story was gonna do more with the Prescott stuff. Like, I kind of thought the overall plot would be bigger than it ended up being in terms of that stuff, of like what was going on in the town. So, like, I was surprised.
I kind of like that it was more localized. It's like, no, their son's just a fuck up. That's how they relate to this.
I would say that about the whole game. I like how small it was.
Yeah.
That Nathan voicemail, though, that was intense. Because he gets it, but it's way too late.
Yeah. I felt
the one
bad for
for
Nathan
you said?
at that part because, like, the whole, like, mental illness and, like, problems dealing with mental stuff. It's just, like, that's a hard character for me to wrap my head around because in one way, it's like I'm playing a character who every time I've seen this character, he's a piece of shit, and it's frustrating. But then when, like, you look at it, like, I've known people in my real life like that, and it's because they have, like, some mental issues or anxiety problems and stuff like that, and, like, I don't feel that way towards them in real life. So Nathan was a hard character for me to wrap my head around. I think I still hate him, though, just because he's obnoxious.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, I guess as we're coming up at the end of the hour, I guess kind of a good final question would be how if they were to make a sequel, or would you want them to make a sequel? How would you want them to go about it? Completely different? Any kind of parallels? No sequel? What do each of you guys feel?
Ben, you start.
Why? Why me?
I think I'd want different characters.
Yeah.
But I did find it weird that they said thanks for playing season 1 at the end.
Oh, did it say that? I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a season 2. I thought it was like a contained thing.
I thought so too, actually.
I think I would want it to be like True Detective style, pretty different, but like maybe like the themes kind of similar in a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know if I need there to be time travel again, but maybe some other kind of weird, I don't like a different power or something else is just kind of strange going on.
Ben, what's the power thing in Remember Me?
Something with its memories. It's not really a power, is it? You can.
I don't know. I'm asking you.
It's not. It's not like a. I don't think it's a power for like an individual. Like it's something that everyone can do. I don't know the exact.
Okay, I still need to play that.
Oh, fan. Yeah, I'm interested in that now. Like, I want to see what the story is like.
What if, like, instead of time travel, it dealt more with, like, dreamscapes or something? Since, like, Peter, it sounds like you really like the weird dreamy stuff in this one.
Yeah, that'd be cool. There's a game that's, I don't even know what the development is at now, but it was called Dream, and basically you're rolling around into different areas and exploring areas. I like that. Mm-hmm. I like that a lot.
It's a little off the current topic exactly, but I kind of wish there was an ending, because in episode 5 they started building up more of like Max's body breaking down, like the nosebleeds and stuff, which passes out and all that. I almost wish they had done something with like sacrificing yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would necessarily be to save just Chloe or the whole town, or like in order to save Chloe and the town you had to sacrifice yourself.
Yeah, like you get like Max gets shot by Nathan instead, so like events play out the same.
I still like the save Chloe or catch Jefferson, because in 5 it seems like the only thing that seems to be like a rival to Max's motivations in this whole series by the end of 5 is her hate for Jefferson for like what he's done to her and Chloe and everybody. So it would have been
there's no happy ending. Like, he didn't catch the bad guy.
I don't want a happy ending. I just want...
Clearly.
Yeah. There's no such thing as happy endings. It's just, like... Because somebody's like, Chloe gets to live, but all these other fucking kids and mothers and fathers died. There's no happy ending.
They didn't even have blue hair, though, so, I mean...
They might have. You don't know that. You didn't talk to everybody in Arcadia Bay.
Maybe I did.
No, you didn't. You just went to the diner a few times and hung out at school. Ooh, big spender.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Bruce chose the ending to sacrifice Chloe solely because it was a sadder ending.
That's kind of a weird decision.
It's all about those feels.
Right. Well,
I mean, for me, like, I just never like it when a game ends with push a button now to pick your ending. I feel like that's like I made decisions throughout the game. Like that should lead.
This is the Mass Effect
ending,
3 thing all over again that you're bringing up.
Yes.
But let's think about this realistically. It's a video game. It has to have an ending somehow. It has to end because not infinite money is going to be pumped in. So
No, like you just structure it around a puzzle, like a Kate type puzzle or something.
Yeah.
And it like the option, like the outcomes could be the same even, but just not a button.
Oh yeah.
And like save your development time on that stupid David sequence.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like even if it was through a conversation, like that's not that difficult.
What if
the
final
this button
game
press
had actually like 5 different endings just based on like whether or not you choose to travel back in time at the end of each major like loop or whatever. So you could like live it out where like you save Joyce and them in the diner and maybe Chloe dies on the beach or something, or no, she would have been dead in the junkyard still, but like maybe that's where you choose to end it and see that ending, and then you can go back and play again and choose the one where you go back in time to let Chloe die.
I feel like it's like some of that is like the way I think episodic games get developed where they're not completely sure where it's gonna go by the time they get to the end, so they can't plan ahead to the extent that they might be able to if they had like the time to craft a full thing. It's like one of those things. Episodic games are hard and create weird problems in development, even though I guess they work because people get the money up front.
It sounds like we're all in agreement, though. We would like to see some more like thoughtful types of games like this.
I want them to do another adventure game. I don't want them to do using this time travel because I feel like this time travel became a crutch to explain everything. Like they didn't have enough defined rules outside the game. Not that you have to tell the player all how time travel worked, but I feel like sometimes they were just like using it to Deus Ex their way out of situations in terms of the story, and I didn't like that.
Honestly, I think they were competent enough in their storytelling that they don't need any mechanic. Like it could have just been about 2 normal people.
I mean, the best stuff was
the crime-solving bit on top of that. So it's still good.
I agree.
It's definitely made me want to go play Remember Me and keep an eye on Don't Nod Entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They should definitely make another game about a mystery. An adventure game about a mystery, I'm all in.
Yeah, I agree. That's actually what brought me into Life is Strange before the Kate thing, was I needed to know what happened to Rachel Amber. I didn't, like, the first episode didn't make me care about any of the teen drama stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was all about the teen drama stuff.
Well, I'm glad everyone enjoyed it, though.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cool.
Okay, cool. I think that's it.
No, my disappointment with episode 5 just makes it not my game of the year. Like it's still a good game. It's not my favorite fucking thing in the world anymore.
I actually agree with you. Like episode 5 ruined a lot of things for me, but I keep telling myself it's about the journey, not about the destination, and it makes me feel better about the whole series because it's been a great journey for me this year to go through, wait the 2 months and then go through the new episode excitedly. Like it's been pretty good.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm really glad that I decided to hop on when I did, because it would be totally different not playing waiting for each episode.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they did like a big thing they did that Telltale doesn't, was these episodes were long enough that it felt worth playing each one as they came out.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of Telltale stuff, like the episodes are too thin to like really feel satisfying. If you're playing them as it's coming out, they end up being better at the end.
Mm-hmm. All right, I think that does it for Life is Strange. That's a
I'm
wrap.
glad we could do this. Cool.
Yeah. All right. I mean, if people wanted to write in and tell us what they thought, you can get us all on Twitter. Ben, where's your Twitter? Ben.
At Drathius.
Peter, where are you on Twitter?
Yeah.
At EHM2K.
Hank?
At Comic Panels.
Sean?
At Sean_Booker.
And I'm at Exposure, EXFAUXSURE, or you can just go to TDP Podcast if you're listening to that on the top-down perspective feed and send in things that way. But yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next time.